we'll take it from there. Sam Bryant's with us. What was happening in your life that caused you to want to get into this political business?
I was going to run 4 years ago. Several people had asked me to run.
Okay,
and
so you've been thinking about it.
I've been thinking about it for a long time. I've had so many people over the years tell me, you need to run for mayor. You know everybody. And I love making connections between people. And so in 2022, we had COVID going on. Everything else was happening. And so I didn't run because of just all the unknown variables out there. Mm-hmm. And this year, I'm just threw my hat in the ring, and we're going to see how it works out. I think I've got a lot to add to the mayor's position. I've got a lot of really good business experience, and I've worked in quite a few different industries. I think I'll be able to do an excellent job recruiting people to come here, and I think I can find a lot of efficiencies financially to make our county run better.
What are people talking to you about? Because you're kind of a fresh face in this business, in a sense.
I've heard from everybody I can think of in the community. I've tried to talk to a very wide range of people. I've talked to some of the guys that are out there homeless on the street and how they get there. And a lot of them don't have the story you'd expect. You expect people to, well, they got into drugs, they got into, had a mental issue, which of course that it can be very true. But there's a lot of people that just made one or two financial decisions that were bad, or got sick at the wrong time, or got in some legal trouble at the wrong time and lost their job and got evicted, and now they're stuck staying in weekly pay hotels. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out there are having a really hard time right now. I've heard roads are always an issue that we hear about, and the biggest solution to that is to put more money behind it to pave more roads. It just costs a lot to make roads. But we got an affordable housing issue here that's really affecting. I've had so many 25, 30-year-old people come up to me and I don't know if I'll ever be buying a house. Like, a lot of them have just given up on that. And that's a really big deal, because if they don't buy a house, they don't feel financially stable, they're not going to have kids. And we got to have kids to keep everything going.
Yeah. What can a mayor do about this kind of stuff? What do you hope to bring to it?
Start discussing it and trying to find real solutions to it. There's some things we can change with the building codes. There's some ways we could do the building codes better that would help encourage people to build more houses. There's certain companies we could try to recruit this area, like QB, that make pre-manufactured homes that have a lower initial cost than a regular house does, because they do a lot of things that help cut down the labor cost on them. There are solutions out there. There's nothing that's like an easy fix that all of a sudden we can reduce the cost of housing by half, but we can certainly try to add more units on to where there's just more volume of houses out here for people to be able to rent. Like right now, our rent in Jackson has gotten higher than it is in Memphis in many cases, which is kind of strange because our pay level is not the same as Memphis. So Jackson is a very popular community, and we've had a lot of people move here. A lot of them have come to visit the distillery. We're one of the first stops people make when they come to town, and we're very thankful for that, and we're glad to have new residents here. But we got to think about the people that lived here and grew up here. How are they going to afford to live here and afford decent housing? And your house is usually your main asset, and if they can't buy houses, that's going to have very large impacts on their financial future.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? So I'll take the approach of, I guess maybe my generation, we thrive on social media, and a lot of talk is about growth and roads and crime and taxes. And I feel like that may be high level. So can you talk about high level, like what you could do to improve some of these high level topics?
I've been at a lot of county commissioner meetings, and of course they discuss different issues going on in the community, but there's a lot of ones that really affect people's daily lives that aren't talked about, like the affordable housing issue. I haven't heard that come up directly in a county commission meeting. Like, nobody's proposed a bill to look into it, see what we can do, that I'm aware of. I could be wrong about that. But I've been to most of the most recent meetings. There are issues that just affect people, just the affordability of living. Mm-hmm. The county has a limited amount of power because the state and federal government control a lot of the purse strings and a lot of the monetary policy and all these things that affect us down here on this level. But we can certainly lobby them to change some of these rules, regulations we have to deal with. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, there are way too many rules and too many regulations that we have to deal with. And that slows down progress and actually bogs down businesses. We can focus on small businesses that are here. It's always great to recruit big companies from outside, but we got to focus on the people that are already here doing stuff here. And there's some things that could be changed on the tax laws that would make it much more attractive to have small businesses and make the businesses that are here much more profitable.
Yeah. Appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah, sure. It's always good to see you. Sam Bryant with us.